you're doing 80 mile an hour, and all of a sudden this big gigantic peace sign's in the center of the media. And yeah, it kind of took me by surprise, you know.
On the horizon, in the middle of the median there, between Oklahoma and Texas, this the object kind of appeared, and you know, as you drive a little bit closer, like, what the hell is that? And of course, I completely forgot again. Like I said, I just didn't know what was going on. But we got upon a little bit closer, a little bit closer. My wife was like, "What the hell is that?" And it was a giant piece. I was like, oh my God, oh my gosh. Like, that's Jeffrey's art thing, his little project he was working on. It's like, wow, it's great to see that he got that done. So I thought it was really cool. You know, I was kind of slowing down and like really checking it out. And she was like, well, what is it? You know, and I go, well, I went on to explain to her that, you know, he had found all the stuff to make it out of, the materials along the side of the highway, you know, rubber tires and...
You know, I thought, what the hell is that? You know, as I got closer to it and really get to make it out, then you could tell it was a peace sign.
Her biggest thing was, her biggest problem with it, I should say, with it was a peace symbol. I guess if you're in school or whatever, in college or for that matter, you kind of associate the peace symbol with being a dirty hippie. I have to honestly say I've been guilty of that myself.
No, I couldn't tell. I thought it was made out of steel.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was an iron peace sign out there.
We got to arguing about it, you know. I was like, well, what does that mean to you? And she's like, that means nothing to me. It doesn't do anything for me. So you had two very different opinions of that piece of artwork, so you know, right there in the same car.
Yeah, made me reminisce about back, you know, because you don't see any peace signs around anymore. You don't see a whole lot of them. I mean, every once in a while, but kind of took me back a little bit.
It's supposed to be about the peace, and here we are fighting and debating about it, about what it means to us.
Just wondering how it got there, you know, and who actually put it up and stuff like that. And I couldn't believe when Mike told me, hey man, you actually seen that? My buddy put that up, you know. I'm like, wow.
The important thing about the whole thing was that it did what it was supposed to do. It made you think, you know, it provoked an emotion, albeit bad. I don't want to say bad. I don't know, she has bad emotions, but like my wife, you know, it might not have been positive, but it did make her think, and it did, you know, provoke some sort of feeling inside of whether it, you know, I don't like that, but it did. She, you know, had a feeling about that, and, you know, was not afraid to express that feeling.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, man. I couldn't believe somebody actually got out there and put it up, you know. Then when you told me you cemented it in and all that other, I'm like, dang, man, that takes cojones, big cojones, out in the middle of the highway. You know, the highway department come through, or a highway patrol stop you or something. I don't know what they do, but
it provoked an emotion. For me, it was something like, oh, excellent. That's really cool to see, you know, Jeffrey going out there and doing it, you know. The biggest thing with the art school is people's like, man, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this. And they're full of shit. They're not going to do anything, man. They're not doing nothing. Jeffrey actually went out and made it happen. I think another big thing about it was just like, it's so out of the blue. And it's something you would never expect to see in the middle of the highway, which makes it all the more sweeter. It's out of place, you know. It takes a little while to register in your brain. What is that? And then your second probably you're like, well, what's that doing there? And then, you know, there you've got conversation for the rest of your trip. Like, man, what was that doing there? Or, you know, what's that made out of? And you know, it's a definite conversation piece.
Everybody asleep on the way back up from the trip to?
No, everybody was, you know, they were awake then. And I was like, hey, you got to see this peace sign when we go down through the road here. And my wife's like, yeah, okay, sure. You know, we come by and it's gone, man. And I'm like, oh. So now she knows, okay, he's had way too many drugs in his life.
Well, what do you think happened to it?
Cops. That's what happened to it. You want to know? Police. They tore it down.
It was either it fell over or it was tore down, and it was, I'm sure, taken away by the highway department. But I just don't see this conspiracy to destroy peace.
I think something like the peace symbol to be taken down, I'm sure it probably wasn't, you know, I'd like to be very dramatic and be like, you know, they're violently ripping it down and the peace symbol's crashing to the ground, but it probably was just quietly taken apart by some little old man.
I don't know, man. Probably the highway department picked it up, took it off. That's the only thing I figure probably happened to it. I mean, if vandals would have tore it down or something, it'd still be laying around, but I figure the highway department.
I haven't been down the border in 11 months, and it's there.
We went down to the border to check out the site and collect new material. Stopping off to reminisce, we discovered the remnants of the sculpture.
No, I thought a little bit about it, but well, I was surprised, of course, because I figured that the road, whatever you call the state highway people, I had presumed that they probably would have just removed it straight away, and now it sounds as though perhaps after you showed me that video with it looking broken and that it was broken off right about at the height of a bumper from a vehicle, it sounds as though perhaps some rednecks might have gone out there, or maybe I shouldn't say rednecks, but somebody who was ideologically opposed to what they think that peace symbol signifies, and they might have gone out there with some vehicle and just knocked it over, which would have had to have been a large vehicle, but I don't think that the state highway people would have removed it so crudely as that and then just left it there.